Really is something magical about this time of year when we have the confluence of the trans agenda and companies making terrible decisions. I don't know, is it just something that's in the air? Just everybody really anticipating the beginning of spring, that we're seeing this phenomenon manifest one more time, because Planet Fitness, especially what we're finding out right here, truly is the Bud Light of 2024, and also reinforces just how gynocentric this society truly is, because whenever white women get upset, things start to change quickly. Oh, you're erasing women. No. We're just giving you exactly what you lobbied for, but I have all your simps mobilized and making sure that you never actually have to face any of the repercussions of your stupid lobbying actions. But we'll probably get into that at some point in time. But let's take a look at one of my least favorite places on Earth. Planet Fitness stock plummets after women's membership canceled for taking pictures of a man in a woman's locker room shaving. Now, well, last year's Bud Light situation was a lot more cut and dry. You had Dylan Mulvaney posing with a Bud Light can. You had women taking offense to that by erasing women, hiring trans women, making a joke out of women. Then that compounded, given the fact Anheuser-Busch just continued to make stupid reaction after stupid reaction to it and never properly reconciled that issue. This is a little bit less clear-cut because we're going off the word of somebody else. Don't have all the facts on display, so I'm going to go ahead and take her at face value because it's really seeming like wider society is. I just also wouldn't be shocked if we're missing a bunch of context here, because if you've ever worked in the retail industry, in the service industry, you've probably dealt with a bunch of hyperbolic Karens, which is ultimately who kicked all of this stuff off. I'm just saying, I don't want to be left holding the bag at the end of this if we find out somebody was trying to push an agenda and is now leveraging an unearned situation. I'm just saying, like, this stuff is legit, but I also wouldn't be shocked. There's 10% of me left in reservation, as opposed to last year with the Bud Light stuff where it's like, no, this is just stupid, and Anheuser-Busch continues to make it even worse for themselves. But we'll have to see what Planet Fitness is going to do after the stock, like it says, is plummeting. Oh, plummeting's one way to put it. Planet Fitness saw the valuation of its company stock drop this week after the Alaska gym, after an Alaska branch, just one branch, in Alaska of all places, this is why it's so weird, canceled a woman's membership when she photographed a male using a woman's locker room. The company's stock price, which traded monthly high at $66.92 March 7th, plummeted to a low of $56.46 on Tuesday. Now, the price drop followed an incident where Patricia Silva encountered a man in women's locker room shaving. Yeah, exactly. But none of these outlets showed the picture of the individual in the most recent video, and there was no attempt. There was no wig, there was no makeup, there was none of that stuff, okay? That was just a dude in a bathroom. She also claimed in a video posted on Facebook that there was a little girl sitting in the corner. She must have been 12 years old in a towel, kind of freaked out. And as somebody who has worked in gyms, who has been in gyms more than half of his life, what's a 12-year-old doing in the gym? That's why I said I still have a little bit of skepticism in the back of my mind, because you're just throwing that on top of it. I got questions. I still got questions. I was offended. I took a picture of them. He did a little bit more than that, but hey, it is what it is. Silva added that the man had been shaving his face and told her he was queer. Well, yeah, obviously we could tell from her decision-making capacity that checks out. I don't know why that grants you access to whatever room that you want, but okay. After she relayed her complaints to management, Silva said her membership was revoked for violating the rules against photographing other gym users. Yeah, that's a strange application of the rules, but we have the nice little graph that you've seen on display in the thumbnail, I think, at this point in time, where you have on March 12th the $5.5 billion market cap valuation for Planet Fitness, and now where it sits, it dropped to the low of $4.91 billion on the 19th, and now it's rebounding a little bit. So I guess those mass cancellations, or at least the market's perception of the mass cancellations, really starting to have an impact on this. Okay, the Daily Mail does a much better job of summarizing all of this stuff. New York Post just kind of glosses over the top, but they have some nice graphics, so I appreciate that. But Planet Fitness evaluation has plummeted $400 million in 5 days. It's pretty spectacular. I don't even think, like, obviously the dips were much greater for Anheuser-Busch, but $400 million in 5 days, that's pretty special, what you have right there. After they banned a member who shared a photo of a trans woman using a female locker room. Following the backlash against the ban, the company said, although some members may feel uncomfortable sharing facilities, the discomfort is not a reason to deny access to the transgender member. Wow. Yo, man, you lump this on this one individual, and we know certain statistics and certain percentages of that certain community, and if you just give them a reason, well, 42% of the time, every time, something bad happens. So, but that right there is a face. Nothing against this lady, okay? Maybe she's relaying 100% of the truth. I'm just saying, that's a haircut, that's a look on the face that has launched many a tirade that ended in, I want to speak to your manager. So like I said, a little bit of skepticism. But in going over some of these Facebook posts, maybe we can glean a little bit more context in this. So Planet Fitness saga continues. Day 2, save the children. That's another reason why I'm a little bit skeptical of this, just trying to wave that banner over the top. This is why government rules and regulations, they always try to push this as safety and security. Oh, we're just here to try to protect the children. You're at a gym. Gyms are normally designed for people 16 years and older. It's normally the age in which you can sign up for your own membership. You can go earlier, obviously, if you have parental supervision or parental sign-off, but save the children? Yeah, I don't really know about that. I received a call this morning at 8:55 a.m. from Samantha at Planet Fitness announcing that they have chosen to cancel my membership rather than protect youth, girls, and women. And I hate that shield, man. This is why, whenever you see the trans, like Leah Thompson, okay, the trans athletes, the men and women sports, as hyperbolic as they want to get on that. That's why I'm like, hey man, you guys wanted to advocate for this, because who's always pushing for those terrible decisions? Who are always the NIMBY policy voters? Not in my backyard. Okay, as long as it's fine over there, we just need to go ahead and we need to appeal to the vibes and the feel, because, what does it matter? They just want to live their life. They just want to be who they are. If they're not hurting anybody, who does it matter? But then the moment that it directly affects them, then all of a sudden the world needs to move heaven and earth because of the whims of a woman. I'm just noting patterns here. So when I see somebody try to highlight a problem, because yeah, you got a dude in the chick's locker room, okay? Like if they're not in there cleaning, they aren't staff of the facility, that's a problem. And that's not probably something that Patricia, given her past, or at least the way that the media wants to paint her past, it's probably not something that she ever advocated for. But why not just run on that platform? The whole save the children thing, you don't really need it. Videos, protect girls and women 12 years old and older. And this is just going on. She looked like she couldn't have been any more than 12 years old. Why is it 12-year-old? Anyways, that enter the women's locker room from men with a penis. Well, that's redundant. Instead, they defended the man with a penis. Defended him with a penis? That would be weird. Who was shaving in the women's locker room. Yeah, I'm not shaving anything that women would normally have to shave, like their face and neck. Some post-menopausal women, but I'm just saying in general. What are we doing here? This, my friend, is how Planet Fitness retaliated against the woman who entered the women's locker room. They canceled my membership because I complained that a man was shaving in the women's locker room. Technically, the rule that you broke was photographing other members in the gym without their consent. But still, it's not really an excuse. While a young girl wrapped in a towel, naked, frightened in a corner, sitting on a bench. You're doing a lot of extrapolation on that. I'm just saying, man. It went from just being a kid that, couldn't properly identify to all of a sudden giving a psychosomatic breakdown. Okay. I made my complaint against the man in the woman's locker room. You keep reinforcing that. And Planet Fitness canceled my membership. Yes, they did save me the time of having to do it myself. Hey, W on that, because that's quite a cumbersome endeavor. That's why I'm thinking these people that are calling in and canceling their membership, you can't actually do that. As somebody who years ago canceled their Planet Fitness membership, it's quite an involved procedure. You have to go down there. You have to deal with one of those room temperature IQ people plunking away at the terminal. No offense, I've met some great people there. I'm just saying most of them are kind of resigned to breathing through their mouth. And it's more of a hassle to actually cancel your membership than it is to sign up. Like most of these subscription-based models. Anywho, yes, they did. Yeah, save me the time. It's not okay to choose allowing a man into the women's locker room, but it is 2024 after all, Patricia. But yeah, her running with the whole save the children. I don't really know. It seems like you were a lot more fed up with that than anybody else. But if you're being honest, which I have no reason to believe that you're not, okay, I'm just again voicing my criticism, because you got to take. I think there's two sides to play on this one, obviously. And until we hear from the CEO, until we hear from somebody from corporate and Planet Fitness, because outside of the statement that was just simply on the piece of paper, this one right here, I don't really know where we go from there. Obviously, they're just going to see their stock slide, maybe through the end of the week. That'll be about the rest of it that we're going to see. If this is, in fact, going to be the Bud Light of 2024, corporate's really going to have to fumble the bag. And looking at the rest of the policies at Planet Fitness, I would just simply go ahead and bet that they're getting ready to sign up that guy who was shaving in the women's locker room to be their next spokesperson. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.